Hello and welcome to this art channel, A Rosie Touch. I am Rosie, nice to meet you. This is the first video, hopefully of many. This video is officially 2 weeks, I want to say, late for Mother's Day, which is sort of written on it, so that's why I'm mentioning that. But it's also at least a week early for Easter, which it kind of is for as well, so it was a combo drawing, and I'm very sorry for any dodgy sort of filming footage. I am currently using my mobile phone, or cell phone if you're American, so I'm using the phone camera, which isn't the best, and a stand that I got from eBay, not eBay, was it eBay or Amazon? I don't know, my boyfriend got me it, and it was like £4, but it works quite well. There is sometimes shaking though, so I apologise for that. I also apologise for any times my face comes into the screen like that just then, or that I move the picture out of view, because I seem to have a tendency of doing that, as I've not recorded myself drawing much, so it's still a learning process. Hopefully anyone who watches this is happy to watch me get better at it as I go along. But anyway, as you can see in the image that is starting to emerge, I have drawn a chicken who is investigating her hatching eggs, and one of which happens to be a small bunny, which is sort of, in my mind, how the Easter bunny came to be. The bunny up in the corner was just a random doodle of like a derpy rabbit, so you can ignore that because he gets rubbed out later, and this gets turned into a proper drawing, because at first it was just scribbles, and then I was like, I actually quite like this idea and I want to make it a proper idea of a small little scene of the chicken, and her eggs are hatching, and one of them hatches into a little rabbit, and she's actually still very much in love with it, though very confused looking. The chicken goes through quite a few changes as I drew her, like, I don't know what it's called on the top of her head. I know there's like a wattle or something underneath, I think is what it's called, but I don't know what the top red bits on her head are called, but I drew them a couple of times because I wasn't very happy with them. I also kind of rotated her head a bit more when I draw it later, sort of to make her eyes looking in the right kind of way. Don't know if that makes any sense. I wanted it to look sort of very derpy, like a chicken when they have, because they've got kind of like lizard eyes where one of them will look at the thing that they're looking at, and then the other one will sort of be looking off in a different direction. So I wanted to kind of get that across. I think it makes her look quite crazed, but cute. She's very cute at the end. I do eventually watercolour this image, and right now it's just mechanical pencil and a kneaded eraser. And then I go back in with I don't know what the pen type is, but I just know it's a fine liner. I can put it in the description below as to exactly what pen it was. I think it's a Uniball, and it's a 0.5, but I could be wrong, so I'll check it out and put it in a sec, which is currently, I believe, what I'm doing right now, going over it. So maybe you can see on the pen at any point what it says. I can't, because my screen for recording this is super tiny whilst I'm doing a voiceover. But yeah, I don't really know 100% what to say in this, as it is my first attempt at a voiceover for an art video, and I hope to create more. I have more already recorded and the footage edited. I just need to do more voiceovers for that, so we'll see how those go. 2 of them are also for Mother's Day, but they don't actually have the words Mother's Day written on them, so I feel like I can get away with that a bit more. And I just don't label it anything to do with Mother's Day, but this one has a big Mother's Day written where that derpy rabbit is later on, so that's a bit of an issue. There are mistakes throughout this picture. I'd probably do it again at some point, but I rushed these 3 images for Mother's Day. I say 3 because of this one, and then there's 2 others which will be 2 separate videos, but I'll mention when I'm doing them that they are part of this one. But there was 3 in total, and I had to rush them all before Mother's Day because the other 2 were actual presents, and then this one I wanted to post to my Instagram page, which I will also link below if anyone's interested in looking at that. I've been posting quite a bit on Instagram this year, basically. I hadn't really had an Instagram till I think the end of last year, and then I've been using it more this year because I want to get my artwork out there, and I finally feel a bit more confident in my artwork, or at least I don't mind people seeing the process of me learning how to do all these things, because as you watch whilst I do this watercolour, I'm not a pro, I don't know 100% what I'm doing, I'm kind of just making it up. I've never even watched a video of how you're supposed to watercolour. I just kind of picked them up one day and was like, I'm gonna do stuff with them because I want to see what I can do. And it's not the best, it's not the worst, I guess, is how I feel about it. But, sorry, I have a bit of a cold, which is also why this video is 2 weeks late, because I haven't been well, which is just part of my life, which I suppose as this channel hopefully goes further and hopefully grows, you will probably learn all about my wonderful flaws in life. One of them being my drawings right now, because they're not perfect, but as I said, I don't mind people seeing the process of me getting better, fingers crossed, that is the plan. And I have been drawing since I could hold a pencil, so that's like 26, 27 years of drawing, because I am 27 and I guess I could hold a pencil before I was 1, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I couldn't, I don't know, but as soon as I could pick up crayons and stuff and hold them, I was into art and I was always drawing. But I did take a break from drawing between, like, I want to say 17 and probably 20. I didn't do much drawing at all, especially not for myself. And between the ages of 15 and 24, art always felt like a chore because I was doing it for school and university, and I always sort of avoided it and pushed all my projects to the very last minute, which I do not recommend to anyone who is doing an art degree because it makes it very stressful. But I mean, I got great grades or whatever, it was fine. Got a degree, it was all good, but I should have put more effort in and I could have got a better degree. But my point is that I always pushed it to the end because I wasn't enjoying it. I always felt really stressed and art just became this pressure, and even when I sat down to do stuff for fun, I got this like pit in my stomach and it was like ugh, and I just didn't want to draw, which kind of sucked. But this past, I want to say like 5 months, maybe more, I've got back into art because it's fun and I wanted to experiment and I want to get what's in my brain out onto paper again, and I guess explore that a bit more, because I used to have a really fun imagination and do loads of fun and quirky things just off the top of my head, and I don't do that anymore, which kind of sucks. And I've been watching a lot of art YouTubers this last so many months, like I think it's like 5-6 months I've been watching art YouTubers, which I didn't really know were a thing, but I've been watching a lot of them and been getting very inspired by people in the art community to do art videos. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably talk loads more about all those people in the future, but just for a couple, there's like Drawing with Waffles, there's Casey Golden, Dina Norland, there's Lucid Nima. I don't know if she's like a smaller channel, I say smaller, she's like nearly 50,000 subscribers, but she's like smaller than those ones. And obviously there's like Bailey J and Doodle Date were a big one for me. I really love those two. Steph and Adam are awesome, and they really got me into wanting to just do stuff for fun, because their videos are often quite like quirky and fun and just experimenting with stuff, and it's not got a set like I have to do this artwork for this thing or I've got this task that I've set myself. So it was more like just let's be a bit spontaneous and do something fun together and have fun. And I wish I had someone to doodle date with. I wish I had a Steph or an Adam of my own, but I don't currently. I mean, I have a boyfriend, but we don't do doodle dates because I don't think he'd ever really want me to record him. So, which is fair enough if you're not into that. That's just how it is. But yeah, so I really like art and I want to connect with people who also really like art and like silly quirky art, as well as I guess serious stuff. I'm not personally, I can't do serious stuff because it's hard. Whereas quirky silly stuff, that's fine because I get to make it up and it's all from my brain hole. But yeah, so that's kind of why I'm making this channel, because I'd love to connect more with art people. I'd love to record my art journey and be able to look back on it and be like, gosh, I used to draw badly, hopefully in the future I don't. And also just push myself to draw more on a regular basis, because this is what I would like to have as my career, as I have a lot of health stuff, which you'll probably discover in the future, which kind of prevents me from going out into the real world. Thanks next door, they're very noisy. Going out into the real world and doing all the things that I wish I could do. So art is kind of something I can do from home, hopefully. And that's what I really like to do. I would love to be a illustrator from home. And at this point, I think I'm painting at the bottom, but you can't see any of it because I'm a doofus. And I pushed it off screen. So I hope you enjoy me just rambling whilst you watch a chicken go in and out of focus and bits of hay get coloured in, but not all of it. The background was an afterthought, as I said, because it was originally just meant to be a silly doodle, and then I had to go in and do the background, and I wanted it to be inside a chicken coop. I've just started randomly talking about the artwork again. This is me. I have to go with what's going, and I can't just stick to a schedule. Loads of people write scripts and stuff, I think, and they can stick to that. Nope, I'm not that person. So anyway, doing the background, and I decided that I wanted it to be inside a chicken coop, so I had to put the eggs on top of hay, and I hadn't drawn them in the pen originally to be immersed within the hay, so it doesn't quite work. If I were to do it again and I had planned it out properly, I would make it look as if they were nestled in the hay rather than sitting on a separate layer in front of the hay, which is kind of what's going on, which kind of sucks. But yeah, never mind, you know, you live, you learn. I still wanted to get this image out and share it with people because I thought it was quite quirky. And I have like a whole little storyline of the Easter Bunny and how I think the Easter Bunny came to be, like the Easter Bunny origin stories. And I wanted to do a couple of doodles of that. I suppose I have a week from this day to do some of that if I want to. I could probably just do like some really scribbly comic booky type thing and maybe post that and talk about what my idea would be and flesh it out one day, because I think it'd be quite cute and quirky to just do a silly little origin stories for the Easter Bunny, because that's what my brain tends to do. I think of like, where did this idea come from? How could it actually be a thing that like makes somewhat sense? I suppose a rabbit from a chicken doesn't make any sense, but in my mind it makes more sense than just a rabbit that decided one day it liked to hand out eggs. So at least I've got a connection to eggs from the beginning, right? That makes sense, yeah? And also, I apologise for my handwriting, it's not the best, so I kind of just scribbled that down with my brush pen and was like, meh, it'll do. It's not beautiful, but it's, you know, legible, and that's kind of the point. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video anyway. I'm currently just blocking in a sort of greenish tone for the woodwork that I wanted to have of the barn coop, whatever, and then I go back in with a darker green and sort of the tip of the the tip of the brush, and make sort of a woodish effect texture as best that I can, because yeah, it wasn't the simplest thing to do when I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm kind of just making it up, and I didn't look at reference. Go me, as always. Looked at the reference eventually for the chicken, but the rest of it I just didn't, and that's really bad, and I need to not do that and look at reference more so in the future. That's part of why I'm doing this, so I learn to do that. But I also tend to rush into ideas and just think, that's the idea I want to do, that's the way I want it to look, I'm not going to do any thumbnailing, which is really bad. And I've seen every like other art channel generally do some sort of thumbnailing and planning out and practicing, so that's something I need to learn to do. Hopefully I can remember to do that. But yeah, I think we're coming to the end of the video. I might just be sort of rushing it and being a bit eager, but I'm putting in like the sort of texture of hay, and then I do the texture of the wood, and that's the end. So I feel like I should probably start wrapping it up before I get to the end and have to rush it. But yeah, I hope that whoever may have come across this video has at least enjoyed watching this strange little doodle come to be. I was very happy with how it turned out. I don't know if the video has captured the detail as well as I'd like it to until I finish exporting this and watch it back. So hopefully it has, fingers crossed. And I know that when I posted it on Instagram I didn't get the best picture of it originally because I kind of half wanted it to look better once I posted this video with it in, and then I guess I made the first edition of the posting of it kind of blurry by accident. I just thought, meh, it's fine, you get the gist. So at least now I can do a nicer one when I do a thumbnail to go with this, and then I can post the thumbnail on Instagram and be like, hey, I did a video if anyone's interested in watching, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was just a fun little silly doodle. I've got a couple more illustrations that I've already recorded, 2 more watercolors and 1 in Photoshop, so hopefully you guys, anyone, I say you guys as if there's someone out there who's already watching this, but if anyone does watch this and anyone's interested, feel free to subscribe to see that in the future, because I'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, fingers crossed. I already have them edited together, as I said. I just need to bother to sit down and do a voiceover and not be an anxious mess, but I'm happy that I finally got to do this one. It's probably not the best, it's my first ever voiceover on this channel, so yeah. I didn't expect it to be fabulous at a first time. I don't think anyone ever is. And if they are, good luck, like, well done then. Congratulations, you're an awesome human being. Anyone who watched this, I feel is an awesome human being, and I'm very grateful. But yeah, as I said, pretty sure we're coming to the end, and you can escape from my horrible nightmarish voice. Feel free to mute me and just watch the painting happening to whatever you prefer to listen to if you want to see that. I quite like watching things form from a blank piece of paper, that's always quite fun. So this was fun for me, and there's a lot of pausing and weird pointing at the camera with the paintbrush like I just did then, because I was trying to fix whatever I wanted to watch on a tablet because I couldn't use my phone for reference and stuff like I normally would if I was drawing on my own, because I was using it to record. And I just didn't sit down and edit that out because I guess I'm lazy and it would have been very choppy, which it is anyway. So yeah, sorry. Anyway, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to, and feel free to leave a like or comment. Any criticism is welcome. I mean, negative stuff kind of sucks, but if you want to be a negative person, I suppose you do you. It's not the best for the world, but it might just be who you are. But if anyone wants to leave positive feedback that'll help in the future to not suck as much, I'd really appreciate that. And it'd make my day. So anyway, hope to see you guys in the future, whoever you guys might be. I hope someone watches this and, you know, I make a following eventually. And I hope to improve greatly. So anyway, thanks guys. Bye!